Coach, obviously coming back from the open date, I know you guys are ready to get back to work. What's it been like, this week having the guys back in town and focusing on opponent?
Yeah, it was good to get back out there with them. It was good to get in the meeting room with them. Obviously, just get back to work. That's the biggest thing. I think they're probably a little refreshed. I mean, bye week came at a good time to just get away a little bit for them, and so that was a positive. I thought they had energy tonight and locked in, and just like you said, time to get back to work.
What are the challenges of going against a quarterback like KJ?
It's pretty obvious, right? He's big, he's strong, he's physical. I mean, all you got to do is, the one against Alabama the other night, right, where they got a free blitzer, hits him, hangs on to him, feel like for 10 seconds, and then he comes out and makes a play. So obviously that's number one. He throws a good deep ball. Obviously he's an older guy that's played, been experienced, so he's been through the battles, and I have great respect for him.
This is a game to stress to guys that the whistle, don't keep playing through the whistle on this because you don't know when the play's over.
Yeah, I mean, you always need to play that from snap to whistle. We always stress that, but obviously with a guy like that can extend plays, and you need a lot of hats to gang tackle him. And all their guys, I mean, they do a great job. Their running backs run hard. Their offensive line plays physical, plays hard. I mean, they do it the right way. And so, yeah, absolutely, that has to be stressed.
Obviously, you had recruiting responsibilities during the bye week, but how important was that week just for you to sort of maybe recenter yourself and really look at what things are going wrong?
Yeah, I think you got to look at self-scout for the positives and the negatives, right, and see where we're at. And so obviously that's a valuable tool, trying to figure out what we do well, what obviously we're not doing well, and if we need to make tweaks and adjustments and how to do so the best way without overloading them. So for sure that was the first part of the week, before the recruiting started.
When you have a chance to sit down and look at Arkansas, there's more to it than just KJ. I know Rocket hadn't played, but they kind of had this back committee approach at running back. What are you seeing from the running game outside of KJ?
Well, I think all their backs are good players. Number 0 is a good player. He's electric. Number 7 is a good player. I remember him coming out of high school in Atlanta. And then number 20 comes in and does a good job for him too. So you're exactly right. I mean, it is by committee. Everybody knows about Rocket and all that, but those other guys do a nice job as well, hitting it and have good burst, and they're kind of a little bit change of pace compared to him, but all of them are very capable.
Ask Marcus why he thinks he has confidence in the defense turning things around these last 6 games, and he said he sees it in practice. So from your point of view, what I guess isn't translating from things that are going right out here to on the field?
Yeah, I think you look at that last game, right? We start fast, we're playing well, and then a little adversity hits, and it's like all or nothing, right? If we're playing well, we're playing well. When we don't, it goes like this, and we've got to rectify that. And it starts with just one guy, or each guy doing their job over and over and over on a consistent basis. And so it's exactly what you said, taking it from the practice field and consistently do it, whether it be tempo, whatever it may be, whatever challenges they present to you, and we've got to make sure we're getting that done.
More time to look at film in the last week. Were there some things you noticed that, especially in the back end, give you confidence that things can turn around there in the second half of the season?
Yeah, I think so. Again, you talk about the back end. It's like, okay, well, it's a breakdown here, it's a breakdown there, it's a breakdown in the front. I mean, if there was one thing, right, where we just point our finger at, that would be an easy fix, and it's got to be a collective effort as an entire defense to get it fixed. And so that's been the real focus for us.
We've seen Bryce Pollock and Don Terry get some more reps as the weeks progress. Any other younger guys you think that may be close to breaking through?
I think those are the main ones. I think those are the main ones right now. Don Terry obviously has done a nice job adding an element of pass rush, but he's done a nice job in the run game too. Bryce got in a little bit, got his feet wet. Bryce has all the tools. He's just got to continually put it together in practice, and it'll translate.
When the defense has as much struggles as it has, another thing I asked Marcus, just how do you keep everyone from still going in the same direction instead of going at each other when there's issues week after week?
I think in general, adversity happens in football, right? And so we've got a tough group of guys that compete, and I think that's the key, is you focus on doing your job and taking care of what you can handle and what you can control, and that's the approach they take. I mean, because there is you flip on the tape, there's bright spots. It's not all negative, and so you got to make sure you obviously focus on the negative things to get them fixed, but also build on things that should give us confidence.
Not asking specifically about injuries, but when you get some guys back in the defensive front especially, how much will that free you to do what you went into the season planning to do?
And it definitely helps, right? If you're playing different personnels and trying to work towards those guys' skill sets best you can, that obviously maybe narrows some things down. And so for sure, obviously, we want to play our base defense. We want to play it the way we've played it for the last 3 years, and that's the goal.
When you have a quarterback like KJ Jefferson, you talk about how big and physical he is. Does it change the pressures much at all? I mean, do you look at things a little differently when you've got a quarterback with that type of size?
I don't know necessarily the pressures. I mean, the fact is you got to make sure you keep leverage on them. Obviously, you want to have people talk about spies and things like that. Like that's everybody's fix, right? Well, that's all good, but you got to decide, all right, if you're going to spy, you're going to rush 3, and the fourth guy's in spy. You know, how are you going to do it, right? And obviously that dictates coverage as well. So I think, you know, pressures are pressures. You just got to make sure you understand your rush lanes and how things should fit together and cage them correctly.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Coach.